Alright lads and lasses, or anything in between, pull up a chair and grab a pint, cause today we're talking about a game Nintendo hated and a character Xbox bloody murdered. Of course we're talking about Conker. Yeah, that cheeky little squirrel, what went from family-friendly fluff to one of the rudest, crudest, and drunk off his nut mascots in gaming history. This is the tale, pun very much intended, of how Nintendo got proper embarrassed by a game, only for Xbox to bring the character back all fluffy like, and then just say, "Nah, feck off, let's finish him off for ruddy good, like a dodgy kebab after a night on the lash." Right, so let's get into it. Now, back in the late 90s, Rare was on fire. Everything they touched turned to gold. Banjo-Kazooie, yup. Donkey Kong 64, yup. GoldenEye, and a shit ton more. Honestly, they could have made a game about raising a piñata farm, and it would have been a banger. Oh wait, they did do that, didn't they? And then there was Conker, this cute little red squirrel what first showed up in Diddy Kong Racing. Looked like he belonged on a cereal box, did he? Proper little goody two-shoes. And due to his Diddy Kong Racing rival Banjo becoming a huge star, maybe old Conker could too. And for a time, the writing was on the wall for the squirrel to become Nintendo's next cute as buttons mascot. Ah, if only they knew.
Why is it everybody's so offensive around here?
You see, originally, Conker was meant to star in a nice, wholesome little adventure called Conker's Quest. It was all trees, sunshine, and the kind of thing your mum wouldn't mind you playing. But, in the meantime, while Conker's 3D outing was being slapped together, we got Conker's Pocket Tales on the Game Boy Color, which was about as edgy as a butter knife. No booze, no bad words, just Conker running around saving his missus. Cute? Yeah. Memorable? Well, about as much as a night out after too many Jaeger bombs. It was by no means a bad game, yet it wasn't exactly going to make Conker a household name. Yet maybe a big, grand 3D adventure will do the trick. Well, after several delays, and the release of both Banjo-Kazooie and Donkey Kong 64, old Rareware went, "Sod it, there's too many ruddy cutesy platformers out here. Let's get the squirrel absolutely smashed and see what happens." So they turned Conker's Quest into Conker's Bad Fur Day, which turned out to be the filthiest, drunkest, most outrageous game on the N64. Yes, it still appeared to be a bright, cute, and colourful standard Nintendo platformer, but hidden behind its cartoon mask was a whole bunch of profanity, perversion, violence, and extremely dark but smart humour, which all mixed together to make the game the leafy green tits.
Go away.
The result was Conker waking up hungover, trying to get home, where along the way he meets, helps and murders a colourful cast of bellends, including a giant singing shit. He then checks out the hills, kills a xenomorph, loses his missus, and then becomes king, all while taking the piss out of a whole lot of pop culture. A proper feel-good story, innit? But Nintendo took one look and went, "Nah, I don't like it. You're on your own." The game didn't even release in Japan, and Nintendo of Europe refused to publish it, leading to THQ to bring the game to us yellow-teeth, tea-sipping, beer-chugging wankers.
Wankers!
Bit harsh considering all the good ruddy work Rare done over the years, but you've got to bear in mind this was on the N64, the land of Mario and happy little adventures. Conker's Bad Fur Day stood out like someone ordering a bottle of water at your local boozer. Nintendo, they just weren't keen. They barely advertised it, and Nintendo Power wouldn't promote it in any of its issues. But Rareware said, "Fine, I'll do it myself," giving out custom steins, free beer, condoms and more. And when Nintendo Power said sod off to posting about the game in their pages, Rareware went to Playboy instead. Yeah, that Playboy. But in the end, even with the clever marketing, Conker's Bad Fur Day was treated like that weird drunk uncle you don't invite to Christmas by Nintendo and various other gaming outlets. And well, surprise, ruddy surprise, the game flopped. Financially anyway. It reviewed well, turned into a cult classic, but a sales success. Nah mate, jog on, you're having a laugh. Then in comes Microsoft, throwing money around like it was baby oil at a P. Diddy party. 375 smackaroos to buy Rare in 2002. Everyone thought, oh, this is it. Rare's gonna be bigger than ever. We're getting bigger and better banjo, more perfect dark, and of course, more Conker, right?
Wrong.
Yeah, no. Microsoft absolutely fumbled the bag with their treatment of Rare, and most of the legends that made the company great said, nah, fuck this, I'm off. Like they've just got back to a girl's gaff after one too many shots, and she's whipped out a strap-on.
My safe word is pineapple juice.
Now brace yourselves, cause this bit's painful. Rare did have a sequel planned called Conker's Other Bad Day. It would have followed Conker as a miserable king, losing all his money and getting into even worse trouble. Basically like when that one mate suggests getting another bag in. But Microsoft weren't having it. They scrapped any plans for that project, which is a ruddy shame, as the outline story for the game was proper tasty. So what does Xbox do instead? They remaster Conker's Bad Fur Day in 2005, call it Live and Reloaded, and yeah, it looked gorgeous, yet they censored half the jokes. Yeah, a game famous for being rude got toned down. That's like ordering a stripper and Gorlock turns up. Nah, mate, no amount of alcohol in the world, but I bet you guys would, wouldn't ya? You dirty bastards. And look, Live and Reloaded was fine and all, with a great new multiplayer offering, but fans of the series wanted something new, and surely it could only get better from here, right? Once again, you gotta be having a laugh.
Calm down. Now, just calm down and tell me what's the matter.
As after Bad Fur Day's remaster, a multiplayer game based off Live and Reloaded's online warfare was in the works titled Conker Getting Medieval. The title looked rather good, but once again the short-sighted buffoons at Xbox said, nah, don't do that. Scrap that project, Kinect is the future for you tossers. Another nail in the coffin came in 2015 when they teased us with Conker's Big Reunion, which wasn't even a real game, just memberberry DLC for Project Spark, a game that was basically Minecraft, but you needed a manual and a degree to understand it. It weren't a sequel, just a half-baked what-if scenario, like when your mate tells you, oh yeah, I was totally going to be a footballer, but I took an arrow to the knee. To no one's surprise then, Project Spark gets shut down, and that was the last we saw of Conker. Or was it? Yup, there's one last kick in the nuts. In 2016, Microsoft rolls out their new fancy HoloLens tech. And who do they drag out for the demo? That's right, Conker. But here's the kicker. It weren't a game, it weren't even a teaser, just a weird little augmented reality thingamabob where Conker popped up, mumbled a few words, then disappeared like that one mate when it's his round at the bar.
Right. Whose round is it? Yours. What, again? Okay.
That was it. No new game, no comeback, just a glorified tech demo featuring not Conker. And well, if that ain't the saddest way for a legend to go out, I don't know what is. So there you have it, lads. Nintendo didn't want him, Xbox didn't know what to do with him, and now he's just another forgotten character in Rare's graveyard. But at least we'll always have Bad Fur Day, eh? Raise a pint for Conker, the game Nintendo hated, and the character Xbox killed. What do you lot reckon? Should Xbox bring Conker back, or is he best left in the past? Is this style of character and humour going to be accepted in this politically correct day and age? Let me know down in the comments below. Slap that like button like you're smashing that big bird you pulled at the end of a night out. Subscribe for more gaming nonsense. Cheers, stay tipsy.